Hi viewers, welcome to another episode of your Decipher. I hope you guys are having fun, enjoying yourself wherever you are. I just want to say thank you for all my subscribers, those who've been subscribing every day. I want to say thank you very much. Like I always say, mucho gracias, gracias mucho, muchos. If you get it, you get it. All right. So today I'm gonna give you one of my series that I do lately now. I call it the Ling Ling series. It's called the Ling Ling series. The Ling Ling series is when I discuss or I react to some videos from our sister in China and with the situation over there, the dating culture, the social life. Very soon I'm gonna start discussing about the sports, their technology. These are the things that I think I'm going to start talking about very soon because I think it's quite very fun. It's nice when we can get a different perspective from their side. So I'm just checking to make sure the other live stream channels are working. I think we're all good to go, basically. It's just one more. Let's check YouTube one more time. Sorry. It's just a force of habit. So then I'm going to show you... I found a video about people who actually live in China, what the experience really looks like. All right, from that perspective to get what the experience look like, so it doesn't look like I'm doing some sort of misinformation, because I don't like that. So when I get those details, I said, you know what, I'm gonna compile it together, then we're gonna have a discussion today. So please, if you really do enjoy this live stream, share with your friends, family. I'm going to entertain you the best way I can, because for me, it's all about extracting information and pass it on the right way. That's what we can all hope for. But either way, I'm just checking the live stream. They're all lagging up a little bit. Let's hope they all work properly. It seems to be some sort of lagging, but I think it's going to work better. All right, let's keep it stepping. Have you ever been in a situation whereby your ex-wife divorced you, all right, or your ex-husband? In some cases, we have to be fair, he or she divorced you. Then after he or she divorced you, then one day they just showed up and tell you that, you know what, I divorced you before, but now I'm back, but this time around you have to pay me more money. I'm telling you, this is one of the funniest things I've seen on social media. It is not even a joke. And this is why I decided, you know what, we're going to yap about it. I'm going to give you guys this perspective. I think the live stream is still lagging up a little bit. It's kind of feeding too much places at the same time. But I don't want to bore you with too much soliloquy. DJ, please drop the track. This is the story I'm about to show you. This one took a different kind of turn. I promise you. Watch it. Let's see what's going on.
What are you doing? We've been divorced for a year now. I rushed back this time specifically to remarry you. Now you're earning 300,000 yuan. That's over $42,000 per year. Right? So let's get married again. I see you're making so much money now. You definitely can't control it yourself. If you keep that kind of money in your hands, who knows what might happen? I can't feel at ease if you give that money to someone else. After all, that money will belong to our children in the future, so the best thing is to hand it over to me for safekeeping. I'll feel more reassured that way. But I'm not asking for much. Just a few simple conditions. Listen to me. First, you have to give me 280,000 yuan, about $38,000 as a bride price. I'm not asking for too much. Not 1 or 2 million RMB, just 280,000 is enough. It shows that you still care about me, proves that you still think of me, right? It shows you still value me. And one more thing, from now on, all of your money must be handed over to me. All household finances must still be controlled by me. You don't have the right to spend it on your own. Oh my, you go home. Today, I really don't want to respond to you. You know why? After everything you just said, I don't even want to argue. I'm honestly speechless. Right now, I just want to slap you. Do you understand?
为了给我弟弟买房，我和我老公离婚了。
Because I wanted to buy a house for my younger brother,
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I need to pause this for a second.
I divorced my...
You guys understand? I need to pause this for a second because I'm not gonna just let that slide. Okay, let me close this, kind of making it lag up a little bit. First of all, I don't think I've ever seen this situation before in my life. All right, this is a woman that left her husband. Okay, then she found out that he's been doing well for himself lately. Then she comes back. Now this time around, she wants more money. She wants more money because this time around he's doing well for himself. And I used to think, I talk about within my vicinity, within my location quite a lot of time, but this one just took it to a whole different level. I didn't know that when you marry someone before and you have to remarry them again, this one comes with extra price. All right, because if you do the numbers, this woman wants the husband because he's now making 300,000 yuan. She wants him now to pay more money. Ling Ling wants more money for second marriage. If you don't pay Ling Ling, that's money. Ling Ling is not going to go. Huh? Ling Ling is going to sit on your neck until you pay that money. Let that sink in for a second. Ling Ling will charge you more money for her to come back to your life. Now, you can't forcefully remove her out of your life. You just need to laugh. I want to play it again one more time because I don't think I've ever heard this before in my life. Literally, I've never seen this before.
What are you doing? We've been divorced for a year now. I rushed back this time specifically to remarry you. Now you're earning 300,000 yuan. That's over $42,000 per year. Right? So let's get married again. I see you're making so much money now. You definitely can't control it yourself. If you keep that kind of money in your hands, who knows what might happen? I can't feel at ease if you give that money to someone else. After all, that money will belong to our children in the future. So the best thing is to hand it over to me for safekeeping. I'll feel more reassured that way. But I'm not asking for much. Just a few simple conditions. Listen to me. First, you have to give me 280,000 yuan.
Pause. Ling Ling wants him to pay 220,000 yuan. Let's see how much that is in American dollars.
About $38,000.
She wants $38,000. Ladies and gentlemen, Ling Ling wants $38,000 for second marriage to the same person.
As a bride price. I'm not asking for too much. Not 1 or 2 million RMB, just 280,000 is enough. It shows that you still care about me, proves that you still think of me, right? It shows you still value me. And one more thing, from now on, all of your money must be handed over to me.
From now moving forward, the husband needs to hand over his money to her. That's if he decides to remarry her again. Yeah. I'm sorry, Nigerian women. I thought Nigerian women was bad. These women, we're cooked, man. We're just cooked. This shit is next level shit I've ever heard in my life. Ling Ling wants the husband to hand over all his salary to her. You cannot make this shit up.
All household finances must still be controlled by me. You don't have the right to spend it on your own. Oh my, you go home. Today, I really don't want to respond to you. You know why? After everything you just said, I don't even want to argue. I'm honestly speechless. Right now, I just want to slap you. Do you understand?
为了给我弟弟买房，我和我老公离婚了。
Because I wanted to buy a house for my...
Pause. Hold on a second. Am I missing something here? Okay, listen, I don't like to generalize, if you know me, but I've watched quite a lot of these videos in the last couple of years, especially those coming from China, really. I just want to know, my Chinese brothers and sisters over there, can you confirm with me, is this what the dating culture is like really in China? Because if that's the case, please let us know. Because there's some men that they want to go and hit their head on the pole in China. You know, I'm a big fan of China. I talk a lot of good about China. But if this is your dating culture, it's good to know that this is what most men are going to expect moving forward. Because I'm telling you, if Dululu was a person, I think my the Linglings, they Dululu like a mother sucker. Yeah. This is some Delulu of highest proportion. Me, not only that we divorced, you showed up because now you know I'm making more money. Now, not only that you demanded $8,000, you want me to give you more money to remarry you for the second time. Like Kevin Samuel says, you can't make this shit up. You cannot. Now, I have another story again that you need to listen to. This one is quite very funny. I didn't know this happens back with the Linglings. This is some next level shit. Let's listen.
Younger brother, I divorced my husband. Then I used all the assets I got from the divorce to buy a house for him. But I never imagined that after the divorce I would have nowhere to go. When I came to my brother's house, my sister-in-law kicked me out. She said that now I'm divorced, I bring bad luck. Now I have nowhere to stay. I gave up my own family for my brother, gave up my whole life, and in the end, this is what I got in return. I truly regret it. I deeply, deeply regret it. I'm in my second marriage. My ex-husband was...
First of all, I want to shout out to those who are happily married, they stayed married. All the women out there, they stick with it. All right, I'm not talking about the ones who are going through DV and all these things, because that is one of those things we quietly do every time. We don't congratulate those who stay happily, those who stay in marriages and make it work. All right, the ups and downs. People don't really like to talk very much about those people. It's not like I need to give you congratulations or I need to give you the Nobel Prize, but well done. Because I think it was last year I was checking social media when I decided that this is going to be something I'll put a little bit more effort into. It's when I started listening to married women that how come enough married women are not coming out to advise other women on how to navigate the relationship landscape and how to pick the right man. Then there's the married women that was informing me that, oh, hell no. Because as soon as you come out, you say that you're married, then you see all these women advising you to divorce your husband, get rid of him. It's not good for you. It's bad for you. Why shouldn't if you're married? It's like there's so much hatred towards them. I said, oh, I got you. I totally understand now. But the thing is that in China is one of those things that happens quite often. There is this constant encouragement for you to break your marriage because of money. It's always for some reason always leads to money. And there are a lot of women out there. It's not like you guys don't come across content like this, not even from me. There are other men that talks about these things quite enough. And yet, for some reason, there is this reluctancy that seems to be the norm. People are so still very reluctant to listen to simple things that men talk about every time. Why everything has to attach to money? Why? Why everything has to be money, 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 money? Today's man from the relationship landscape is look from the point of view that how much money you have and how big your dick is. I mean, if you have one. Pause. That is the way the world is now today. How much money you have and how good you are in bed. It's not about your personality, your morality, your core value, how caring you are, how lovable, how supportive you are as a man. All those things doesn't factor. You have money in today's world, oh, you can get any woman that you want. So those women will later come back on social media and start crying. Oh, I didn't know men was going to treat me like this. What do you expect? What? So when they come to social media and cry me a river like this, I just like to listen. I sympathize with you. I don't empathize with you. Because if you have empathy, you won't leave your husband in the first place. Just keep it stepping.
A mama's boy. And when I couldn't endure it anymore, I decided to divorce him and took my 10-month-old son with me. 2 years later, I remarried the man I'm with now. My current husband also has a son, but fortunately, we have a daughter together. In my view, we should have been a happy family of 5, but life in my second marriage turned out to be very different from what I had imagined. At first, we were truly happy, but over time, my husband began to resent the fact that I kept asking him for money. With no income of my own, I had to ask him for everything. One day, his son came to me and asked, "Auntie, can I have McDonald's?" I told the boy, "Let's go home first. We need to ask your dad. If he agrees, I'll buy it for you tomorrow." When my husband came home from work, I told him, "Your son wants to eat McDonald's. Could you give me 100 yuan, about $14, so I can take him tomorrow?" Upon hearing that, my husband became extremely angry and asked, "What did you do with the 1,000 yuan, around $140, I gave you this month?" My son doesn't want McDonald's. He only likes spicy food. All the little money I make, I already give it to you. Hearing those words felt like a needle piercing my heart. I said to him, "That's your son, not mine." In that moment, I realized I had regrets. I had given him my all, but what I got in return was only doubt. If I hadn't divorced my ex-husband and had stayed with him, no matter how he treated me, at least he would still love my son. The first marriage was about intimacy. The second marriage was about avoiding conflict. In your first marriage, you marry for love. In your second marriage, you marry for reality. In your first marriage, you care about emotions. In your second, you care about survival.
And that's the thing though, like, I don't get it. It's like it doesn't matter what part of the world you are, the same situation is happening everywhere. Is that there's this constant encouragement for you to break your marriage, break your relationship, then you go back, then you think the grass is greener somewhere. There's so many videos about these things, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of men today, they don't want to get into marriages, they don't want to get into relationship, they want to play the free agent's lifestyle. The free agent's lifestyle is what a lot of men want to do today. A lot of men will prefer the free agent lifestyle rather for them to decide that, you know what, I need to go settle down. All right. And if you combine it with the stress and the psychological pressure that we're feeling in every part of the world, then there's some women, they're not making it easy. Because I know a lot of women, they said, "Oh, that does not apply to every woman." Yes, we know. But the problem is that the ones who are currently even married, they have the same mentality as those ones who are single. Let me say it again. The ones who are currently married, most of them, they have the mentality of the people who are still single, because fundamentally many of them still want to be single. I don't understand why you're going to want to be in a relationship but you still want the freedom of a single woman. That doesn't make any sense at all. And yet it's because comparison is a thief of joy. You understand? There is this need for desire. One of those questions that I've trying to talk about on live stream is to tell other men. You see, there's some indirect questions that you need to start asking the woman in your life. Let me give you one. Attention or commitment. Ask a woman, which one do you prefer, ladies? Please, I want the ladies to answer this question in the comment section for me. Attention or commitment? You have to pick one. You can't have both, because they both require some different left effort. All right? Attention, it has its own consequences, its own benefit. Commitment, it has its own consequences and benefit. You see, that is risk analysis, risk assessment. You need to weigh it first. This is why I said what I said sometimes, that some women do not like. They think I'm just trying to be mean, like I'm trying to be one of those podcast broskies. No. You got to understand, in this life, everything is a trade-off. All right? You must be willing to compromise. If you are not willing to compromise, you will struggle. Because we men, we have to compromise. Because by the time we finish this live stream today, I have another personal story from somebody in China who lives in China. Two different spectrum of different stories. They're going to lie to you. I think this is going on over there. Let's continue.
后悔了。
I got divorced, but now I regret it. No matter what I say now, it's too late. That man refuses to remarry me. Through my own experience, I want to tell all women, do not divorce so easily. More than 90% of women regret it after a divorce. In marriage, a woman should not be too strong or overpower her husband. I was too harsh. I only saw the flaws in my ex-husband. I always felt that whatever he did was wrong. All my life, I just wanted to mold him into the man I desired. I kept thinking I had married the wrong person, but I never once looked at myself to see my own mistakes. I thought that by choosing someone else, I would find happiness. So I chose divorce. But when I saw a video my daughter sent me, her hair messy, her clothes dirty, she looked like a beggar, that was when I truly regretted it. I finally understood. After divorce, the ones who suffer the most are the children. I wanted to remarry to give my child a complete family, but my ex-husband refused. After the divorce, I only wanted to find a man who could bring me happiness. So I chose someone 10 years older than me. But instead of supporting me, he asked me for money. And when I didn't give him any, he beat me. Turns out that saying was right. A woman who is unhappy in her first marriage will rarely find happiness in her second.
This conversation is one of those things that has been said many, many, many times. Listen, we get it. We live in a time whereby I'm a big advocate for us to not to put our paws on women. All right, I'm not telling you to go and put your paws on a woman because you're going through whatever you're going through. Whatever you're going through, go and seek help. All right. I'm one of those people that will tell you, I don't admit to you go and put your paws on a woman because you're trying to feel like that's the only way you're gonna shut out. Okay, go and go and seek help. But at the same time, you women, you have responsibilities too. You do. You have responsibilities too. Because one of those things that is accustomed to our society today is that, you see, DV situation at home, anything can trigger it. Anything. That is why it's very difficult to censor. But unfortunately, you will see some cases whereby this is get used against some men. And some cases it gets used against women too. Because if you just know how to the law, you just have to learn how to bend into your will. Unfortunately, this is how disgusting the world that we live in today. You understand? It happens every day. So ladies, all of you that is looking at all these women on social media, oh, honey, I think we need to go on a trip. If all your life is about going on a trip, I don't think you're ready to be married. And this is why I said again, I remember my points now. I said, you see, some women and some men, they are only for short term. Let me say it again. They are good for recreational use only. Some men and some women are only good for recreational use only. That is it, which means they are only good for short term. Don't pick somebody who is looking for a short-term commitment and you're expecting them to want to commit you in the long term. Short-term, long-term. They have two different responsibilities. They have two different expectations. That is just the gospel truth. A lot of people pick people, you understand, because they're thinking about, I'm feeling this in the next couple of months, 1 or 2 years, then I'll see how I feel. But you're thinking 25, 30 years along, and he's not thinking with you, or she is not thinking with you. The society that we have today is something that we need to understand. This is why I always talk about clear communication. Listen, if she wants to give you an ass, she will give you pum pum. Pause. If she wants to give you pum pum, she will give you pum pum. If she doesn't want to give you pum pum, she is not going to give you pum pum. It's just that simple. Because you don't want to lose pum pum, then you're going to lie to her. Or you two, you're going to lie to him. You give him this expectation that this is a long time, but you don't seem long term. Then you be in a relationship or you get married, then you break up. Then you say, oh, no, I'm sorry. No, that ship is sailed. Let's move on. Next.
If you think you can just find someone else and be happy, you're placing your hopes in another person, and you'll never truly be happy.
That's it. I think it was this comedian, something Davis. He said, when it comes to happiness, women see happiness as, I think it says something along like they've associated happiness for doing fun things. We associate peace with, we don't want, I think it says something like that. They associate happiness with peace. But we associate happiness with nothing is going on, nothing is happening. That's peace for us. So naturally, he said a lot of women will never know what peace is. Because peace means that nothing is happening. But for a woman to feel peace, she needs to be doing something. You see the complete polar opposite of who we are? This is why I said is that clear communication and clear understanding needs to be there. If you see me for short term, let me know you see me for short term so I can organize myself. Don't say you want a long term, but you can only afford short term. Then when you get married, then you decide that one day, I don't want you no more. Then you call police on me. Then you say I touched you funny or I did something funny. Nah, hell no. Miss me with that. Let's move on.
Things might even get worse. So yes, I regret it. If I hadn't divorced, at least my child would still have a complete family. At least my ex-husband once gave his all for our child. Now, I finally see my mistake. In marriage, I should not have been so controlling and forceful. It was my need for control that led me to make an irreversible mistake. Now, what should I do? I've already been through a divorce, and now I regret not getting divorced sooner. When I looked at my husband, everything about him irritated me. He couldn't earn money, couldn't spend time with me, offered no emotional value, and was a complete mama's boy. He never cared about how I felt. When I confided in someone else, I realized there was someone who understood me better than he did, someone who truly got me, and that's when my heart left. In the end, I forced him to divorce me. He didn't want to, but I begged him to let me go. I said to him, "We've been through so much together. I've given it my all. Now I deserve to be happy. If you agree, I won't take anything." And so I left with nothing. He tried everything to make me stay, but I told him it was too late. Where were you before? I already gave you all the chances. Months passed. When he saw I wasn't coming back and didn't care about our child anymore, he finally accepted it, and we officially signed the divorce papers. The day we signed, I noticed he had lost a lot of weight, but I still turned away firmly and left. For many months after, he kept trying to contact me, calling, texting, but I ignored him until he finally stopped trying. After the divorce, I immediately moved to another city to find true love, but then I saw the true nature of people. The man I thought was my soulmate was afraid I'd become a burden and disappeared. Just one goodbye. The men who said they wanted to be with me weren't even willing to spend money on me. They were only good at making empty promises. Eventually, I met my second husband. I thought he was a great man. He earned over 10,000 yuan a month and gave me 5,000 yuan. 1 year later, we got married. But I didn't expect that after marriage, everything would change. The 5,000 yuan slowly became 3,000 yuan, and eventually, he didn't even want to give me 3,000 anymore. His reason? He said I didn't treat his child well. But the most painful part was when I got sick and had to be hospitalized. I spent over 20,000 yuan, but he didn't want to help me. He told me to ask my own family. One night, I suddenly woke up, and in that moment, my entire worldview changed. I thought of my ex-husband and my son.
So it was on our sickbed, that's the day she now realized those who truly, really care about you. I just want to know though, like, where does, I know where it comes from, but if you're watching this, I want you to ask yourself, where does this ideology, this understanding, this comprehension that we need to attach our love to money, why does it have to involve money so bad that you take a drastic situation that is going to affect you for the rest of your life because of some financial situation that you're going through at a particular moment? Let's think about that. That doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
I called them. My son picked up. The first thing he said was, "Mom, I miss you so much. Dad is so tired he has to work and take care of me. Please come home." I couldn't say anything. I just felt a deep, painful guilt. I thought about the child I had left behind. I thought about my ex-husband, the man I always criticized for not making enough money. I always complained about him, but now I realize if he had money, he would have used it for me and our son. He only had a few old clothes for himself. Sometimes he lost control of his emotions, but I was just as stubborn. I used to think that women only have children to please men.
Bam! I want to pause that for a second. This is another thing again that pisses me off. Piss me off to the core. And whatever I say right now, if it offends you ladies, I actually don't care. Where does this mentality come from that when you're pregnant, the kid only belongs to us men? Who told you that? There's this conversation that I hear constantly that women say, "Oh, I had this child for him. His child for him." Like the child does not belong to you. Where does this notion that when there's a kid ever being brought to life, that you're just your father's child? How come the child doesn't? Aren't you 50% DNA of the child? I seriously do not understand where this context is really kind of originated from, but when critical thinking is not very easy for a lot of people to have. When does this notion that a child only belongs to a man? Where? Oh, I gave him all this child. What do you mean you gave him all this child? The child is 50% your own.
But now I understand. Children aren't just for men. They're for women too.
Oh,
when my
duh.
son said, "Mom, please come back," I realized how deeply I had hurt him. And now I truly regret getting divorced. This is the confession of a fan who wants to share her story to warn others, especially those in their first marriage who are thinking about divorce or are currently struggling with the idea. Don't make a decision too quickly. If your partner doesn't have any serious problems, try not to break up. If a woman knows how to care for her family, spend time with her children, and be attentive to everything, life will be happy. Don't look at the distant mountain thinking it's better, because when you reach it, you'll realize that the mountain you once stood on was actually the best one. Do you understand?
And to be honest with you, this is for me deciphering the society that we live in today, is that we live in a time whereby there is this mentality that you're not supposed to suffer. And this is one of those things that I said I blame the people who came before us. Because this is some of the old knowledge, because I'm going to call you guys out today. Because, audience, let me tell you something. The highest viewers are people that watch my live stream. They're people in the 60s, in the 50s, in the 40s. The old people, to this generation. I don't call them old, because they're still young people too. They're as young as 60, 65 years old. You people, it's your fault. It is your fault. All these shenanigans we're dealing in this world today, it is your responsibilities. Because these are information that people should have had in their head since when they're little. It's never been prioritized at all. There is this mentality that you need to go through life like everything needs to be kumbaya for you. Like you need to go through life like shit is not supposed to happen. That is why a lot of people, they're immune. I'm telling you, they have immune deficiency when it comes to suffering. There is nothing is handed to you. If you're not born from a whole billionaire household or millionaire household, if you think you're just going to go through life like it's knife and butter, you're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. It's another reason why relationship doesn't have today, because a little hard time in relationship, people can't wait. I don't want to be here no more. I need to break up. Yeah. This is not working for me no more because how I feel. It's just a temporal thing that imagine you can put two heads together. You can walk through something. You will learn a lot of things from it. But this society that we have today, no, it's for better for now. If I don't receive the benefit that I want right now, I'm out of this bitch. I need to go find somebody else. Then we'll add more trauma to another trauma to another trauma. I'm just reading. Someone said, yeah, the child is both the father and the mother. Thank you very much. And that's the thing I don't understand too. There is this rhetoric that we see on social media every day. I had the kids for him. I had many kids for him. Doesn't the child belong to you? Doesn't the child belong to you as a woman? Does the child only belongs to the man? So when this rhetoric goes online, social media, nobody like to. I will tell you, You don't have to like me, but you listen. Let's move on.
I've been divorced for 4 years now. Yes, it's been 5 years already. I've never reconciled, nor have I remarried. When I got divorced, my daughter was still very young. My health wasn't good either, and my parents wouldn't let me raise her, so I chose to give her up. I still remember clearly what my ex-husband said to me. He told me that if I gave up now, I would never be able to win her back again. Back then, I was young. I didn't think much. Nor did I understand the deeper meaning of his words. All I wanted was to escape, to leave him and end that miserable marriage. After the divorce, I moved to Suzhou and worked in a factory. My daily routine went from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. After work, I would return to my small rented room. Years passed and my daughter grew up. The day I left, she was just starting to babble. Now she has become a thoughtful and mature little girl. The other day we had a video call. She asked me, "Mom, when will you come pick me up? Why do the other kids have their moms with them, but I don't?" On Children's Day, all the other kids had their moms take them to the stage, dress them up and do their makeup, but I didn't have a mom by my side. At that moment, I didn't know how to respond. Even if I explained everything, she wouldn't understand. And I didn't want to pass negative feelings on to her. All I could do was comfort her and tell her, "Next Children's Day, Mom will definitely be there with you." But then I realized, by then she'll already be in first grade. There might not even be a Children's Day celebration anymore. At that moment, I was deeply sad. Not because I had lied to her, but because I had missed her entire childhood. As a mother, I didn't fulfill any of my responsibilities. And that feeling of helplessness inside me, I don't know if you can truly understand it. In 2024, China recorded only 6.1 million marriage registrations, but 2.6 million divorce filings. According to data from the Supreme People's Court of China, more than 78% of divorces were initiated by women. However, statistics also show that up to 90% of women feel regret.
Did you guys hear that? Did she say 78%? Wait. Let me listen to that again.
From the Supreme People's Court of China, more than 78% of divorces were initiated by women.
78%. 78%. Oh. Ah. No.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
78%. Oh no. 78%. Yikes.
However, statistics also show that up to 90% of women feel regret after divorcing.
So, out of 78 of those divorces, 90% of those women who divorced regretted it. Yeah. 78% divorce rate. Out of 100%, 78% of them were women. And out of those 78%, 90% of them regretted their divorce. Yikes.
Many admit they were too arrogant or had unrealistic expectations when making the decision to leave. Additionally, some women feel they lack the ability or resources to provide the best environment for their children post-divorce, so they let the child stay with the father or his family. After divorce, when faced with harsh realities and witnessing the emotional toll on their children, many women want to return to their ex-husbands, but they can't. Children raised in single-parent households often face emotional and social challenges. Lacking one parent, they may feel insecure, anxious, depressed, and grow up with low self-esteem, shame, or rebellious tendencies. As adults, these children may lose faith in marriage, fear abandonment or being overly controlled in love, and struggle to maintain stable relationships. They also face higher risks of developing mental health issues like depression, emotional disorders, and chronic stress. which may affect brain development and behavioral regulation.
Jesus.
Of course, not every child in a single-parent home suffers,
Correct.
but in reality, divorce impacts not only the parents, but leaves long-lasting consequences for the children. That's why, before deciding to divorce, parents must think carefully and try to create a loving, stable environment for their children to grow. Both men and women after divorce may experience regret, realizing the value of what they lost and how difficult building a new life can be. Everyone needs space and time to grow. In marriage, tolerance and understanding are the keys to a lasting relationship.
Fact.
Instead of focusing on small flaws,
That's the thing though, like every little thing is like there are people they want to nitpick everything. You shit the wrong way. Oh, it's in my ex. And that's another thing again that I'll say again on this live stream that some ladies might not like. You guys think your shit doesn't stink. I've seen a lot of women who think that they're so perfect that everything that they do is so perfect. That you as a man, you just have to deal with them because they fell out of the sky like they're this angelic being. You take a shit just like I do and it stinks like a mother sucker.
look for the good in your partner. Appreciate and nurture your love. Doing so strengthens your marriage and creates a stable, happy home for your children. Remember, marriage is a journey of companionship and sharing. To build and maintain a happy relationship requires effort from both sides.
Fact. That is the thing. It requires effort from both sides. But unfortunately, seriously speaking, whoever created this propaganda, man, that mother sucker is making a lot of money. Because that is the greatest work. They are making money from our misery so bad.
With love, respect, and compassion, it's possible. What do you think about the rising divorce rate? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any of our upcoming content. Tap the notification bell to get updates on our latest videos. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Thank you, Ling Ling. Let's go back to the office. Shout out to China Unplugged. I've left the description of the video in the comment section on YouTube here. If you really want to go and subscribe on their channel, give them a follow. But before I continue again, please do the same thing for me. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, if you're watching this, I'm going to be here for a minute. I ain't going nowhere. Alright? But this shit is interesting. I used to think Nigerian women like money. Nah. Pause. I used to think Nigerian women like money. Nah. Ling Ling loves money. No. Ling Ling worship money. Because if the money is not flowing accordingly, Ling Ling is going to leave you. Now, let me show you another one again. There is this 22-year-old. This 22-year-old take this. You got to see this shit. DJ, drop the track.
Upon meeting a handsome entrepreneurial head chef, she immediately decides she wants to help him manage his music school, despite barely having studied. Yet she handles the abacus surprisingly well. Before the female guest appears, a snippet of their chat history is displayed. Just by looking at her standards for finding a partner, you can already tell she is truly a legendary character. She has gone through all 360 possible professions. So what exactly led her to have such a clear and specific idea of what she wants?
大家好，我叫王芳，今年23岁。因为我还没有想好做啥子，所以暂时是待业在家。
Not only does she have no money, but she is also lazy and greedy. She doesn't want to look for a job. She wants to find a boyfriend to take care of her. She describes her own laziness in such a gentle and tactful way. Now that she has finally reached the legal age for marriage, she can at last get rich and prosper.
现在住在朋友家里面，自己最大的一个兴趣爱好啊，都是养生，在家敷哈面膜呀，研究哈美食那些。
Work? Only people with no talent go to work? Smart girls are already out there looking for a good match. That said, girl, you're so obsessed with health and wellness that you ended up looking like this at 23 years old. After hearing this baffling speech, the host quickly went to interview her. What made you discover this shortcut of starting a family and prospering in life at the same time?
也想找一个能够让
I really want to find a boyfriend that I can rely on. Well, even though I'm already 23 years old.
让自己就是说能够依靠的一个男朋友。虽然说我现在23岁了。
I have never dated anyone. Maybe it's because I've always have a low esteem since I was little, but I feel like I'm just like Cinderella. Oh shit. Oh shit.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I have never dated anyone. Maybe it's because I've always had a low self-esteem since I was little, but I feel just like Cinderella. You see, Disney has struck again. This Disney fantasy fairy tale bookworm read book because that is the only way you're gonna see romance. They've struck again, even in China.
但是我自己也没有耍过朋友，可能是因为我从小比较自卑嘛，但是感觉自己都像一个灰姑娘一样。
Tang Yingji has probably been reading too many fantasy romance novels while doing her face masks. What a naive Cinderella. She clearly has no plan for finding a job, but she already knows exactly what kind of boyfriend she wants. Tang Yingji said, I hope he has a small shop. Auto parts. Hardware any small store will do. That way I can be a good wife and help him run the shop. Whoever wants to marry her first needs to open a store and provide a job position. Looking at it from a different angle, just get a marriage certificate and just like that. She immediately leaves the ranks of regular working girls. Tang Yinji explained, because I don't want to look for a job. I want to find a small business owner and become the owner's wife, being a good helpmate for him. The host questioned, honestly, running a small shop is quite busy. Are you sure that, being as lazy and greedy as you are, you can actually be a good shop owner's wife? Tang Yingji replied, I don't want to work because my hobby is health and wellness, staying home doing face masks.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm lost a little bit. What do you mean you don't want to work? Your job is health and wellness and
Getting my nails done. The host shot back. Who told you that being a shop owner's wife means staying home doing face masks? All a lie. A real shop owner's wife works harder than any employee. Faced with the host's incredulous look, she reaffirms her theory that working is useless. Tang Yingji stated. Working 9 to 5, having to take transportation. It's such a waste of time. The host asked, so what do you live on? Tang Yingji replied, that's why I want to find someone I can rely on. Although Tang Yingji has a soft spot for hardware store owners, where are all these single store owners supposed to come from? After looking around, she finally gives in and picks the victim of this episode.
大家好，我叫周伟，今年25岁，作为一个酒楼厨师长，然后我现在一个月大概6到8千左右的。
Income. In this episode, the male guest juggles several roles. He works a regular job and also runs his own business. Upon seeing him, Tang Yingji became a little interested. However, the male guest didn't feel the same way. I feel like she didn't put on makeup today, she came with a bare face. And somehow it always feels like something is missing.
okay, that's number one though. Like, I'll prefer not to even put on any makeup to see exactly what she look like because, you know, have you heard about when you wake up the following morning after a hangover, you want to see what she really looks like? I prefer not to even wear makeup. She looks presentable that way. Just my perspective. But let's continue.
For her to look more fashionable. Plus, the outfit she's wearing kind of doesn't seem to match, he commented while sizing her up.
And look, that first initial appearance, I don't put too much. Yeah, you know, perception. You want to formulate the perception, but you have to look beyond the clothes and what she's wearing and what she's not wearing. Don't let your brain. See, that's another problem that a lot of guys have because we want to see that big nyash. You want to see that nice face. That is not how you pick a woman. If you pick a woman just because she has a pretty face, you picked wrong already. Yeah. You're gonna feel so bad. Because one thing I've realized that the more pretty girls, many of them, the less personality they have, the less lame they are. Pretty girls, many of them are boring. Oh my God. Let me say it again. A lot of pretty girls, they are boring like a mother sucker. They are boring. Many of them, they don't have no personality at all. They are not fun. You gotta understand, when you date a pretty girl, you have to be our entertainment. You need to live for the rest of your life to make her feel entertained because you're gonna feel insecure that she's pretty. Another guy is gonna take her away. Some of these pretty girls, they are boring. So if you pick a girl because she's pretty looking, you failed already.
Despite the not-so-great first impression, the male guest still sat down to chat with her. He said he was a head chef, and Tang Yingji got even more excited. "I really love eating," she said enthusiastically. "I can tell. Just by looking at your figure, I can already see that," he replied.
Damn.
Tang Yingji immediately.
And one of those things, you guys think I'm raw and brutal. You should go to Ling Ling. Ling Ling, they don't hold your tongue, man. They give it to you straight. Ling Ling is straight up. They're very similar to Africans. Africans, we don't hold it for you so we can juggle your feelings so we don't hurt your feelings. Yeah, I'm sure the HR team over there will be good like a mother sucker. Ling Ling will give you straight. Ling Ling doesn't care you deal so much in your feelings and your emotion. You don't see the women there pressing charges because somebody said, you talk about my feelings, you know. Yeah. Ling Ling don't care. Ling Ling will give you straight. Let's continue.
Immediately suggested going to check out his music school in person. After all, that would be the place where she'd be putting in her efforts in the future. "I want to ask you something. How much does your current head chef job pay?" she asked. "Well, as a head chef, my base salary is $8,000, but it mainly depends on performance. When business is stable, it's around $12,000, he explained. "The situation here is roughly like that. The income and salary aren't bad. And on top of that, I have my own business. Overall, I feel he matches my requirements pretty well," she assessed contentedly. The male guest had already heard about Tang Yingji's life plans and asked her directly why, being so young, she didn't want to work. "It's so I can have more time for my hobbies, like health and wellness and getting my nails done."
I think a parent, my humble opinion, I think a parent is set her up to fail. And if our parents did talk to her about this, then I think she's gonna learn real quick in life. Okay? Your hobbies. You think life is about hobbies and painting nails? I've told you, I'll say it again one more time for those who are watching right now. Some men, some women are only for recreational use only. In fact, the prettier they are, the more that situation is. Let me say it again. The more pretty some people are, the more it's easy for them to just be recreational use, because people like that, they struggle to commit. Go and check it out if you think I'm lying. Go and find me a lot of pretty people. You see many of them. You find many of them are pretty. Pretty, super pretty, but they're single. Seriously single. Why? All kind of issues that they have to deal with. Yeah. I ain't lying.
"I really like doing those things in my daily life," she replied. "Have you ever thought about doing online sales from home?" he questioned. "Online sales are unstable," she shot back. "Stable or not, at least it passes the time. Otherwise, just think about it. Staying home all day just doing face masks and painting your nails, isn't that boring?" He insisted. "Not boring at all, because that's exactly my biggest hobby, doing my own DIY stuff. Like homemade face masks, doing my nails." Hearing this left everyone speechless on the spot. "Since you like doing those things, you could open a nail salon," he suggested. Such an obvious excuse, clearly it's just laziness used to justify her so-called plan. "And as for the future, it depends on who my other half is," she said. "What do you mean it depends?" He asked. "If my future other half is a small business owner with his own business, then I'll be the boss's wife and help him out with things. I have friends who married rich husbands and stay home as full-time wives, and I see that they live very happily," she explained. The male guest, without confirming or denying anything, immediately questioned, "So your intentions toward me are getting pretty clear, huh?" Tang Yingji kept stating her case. "Honestly, if you let me go manage the music school, collect some payments, watch over the shop, that kind of thing I'd actually be willing to do." Knowing the male guest had turned up his nose at her right from the start because of her appearance and style, she immediately underwent a visual transformation. Would he be satisfied with her new look this time? "The change is huge. How should I put it? It's like the difference between heaven and earth," he praised. The male guest sure has a sweet mouth. That tense atmosphere finally made room for a few smiles. Tang Yingji was relieved. Just like that, the music school is practically hers. After the outfit change, the way he looks at me and the way he talks to me, you can feel a clearly higher level of friendliness. His attitude has improved a lot, so I think the wardrobe change was definitely worth it, she celebrated. Next, during dinner, Tang Yingji thought it was the right moment and started asking about cars and houses.
Oh shit.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I was just waiting. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to hold my laugh so much. This is coming. I love this, man. Oh, I love this game. This is so good. This shit makes me. I was waiting. When is the car and the house is gonna come into perspective? Oh shit.
The male guest, having sunk all his savings into his business, hadn't bought a car or a house yet. He almost had to show his true colors right there. Are you planning to buy a house in the future? Are you going to buy a really big one? With lots of rooms? In which neighborhood? She fired off the questions. Hard to say. It depends on my financial situation at the time, he answered, a bit awkwardly. You don't even need to ask that. For a guy, it's natural to want to handle it. And have you thought about kids in the future? Tang Yingji was being too greedy and rushing way too much. Seeing how desperately impatient she was, the tiny bit of goodwill he had built up immediately dropped back to zero. Earlier, when he heard me ask if he had a car, and he said he hadn't bought one yet, I felt a kind of rejection. But the truth isn't that I can't afford a car right now. I can buy one anytime. I just enrolled in driving school, you know? He justified. After so many intrusive questions in a row, he finally asked the question he cared about most: housework. The female guest normally doesn't do anything around the house. Housework? That's something I really can't handle. Usually my friends can't stand the mess anymore and end up tidying up for me, she admitted. What about cooking? Do you know how to cook? He asked. I've never even used a pot.
Oh, good Lord. Then the feminazis will come and attack this conversation right now. Man, cooking is not a woman's job. Men should know how to cook too. So, you will go to work as a man, pay all the bills, then you come back home again and cook. Yeah, right.
You're really something, huh? You don't work, you don't want to do housework, you don't want a job, you basically want to fly to the sky. The male guest already made it clear, if she didn't do housework, the date was over. Tang Yingji immediately got offended. My family had that whole value sons over daughters mindset, so from a young age I did a lot, and I mean a lot of housework. When I was just a few years old, I already had to cook and do laundry. Back then, I couldn't even reach the stove properly. I had to stand on a little stool to cook, and my hands were always full of cuts. That's why, after I started working and left home, I never did any housework ever again. She vented. Hearing that her dreamed of music school was about to fly away, she started crying her eyes out. Would the male guest be moved by Tang Yingji's tears?
Nah, hell no, man. Miss me with that bullshit. Nah. I'm not falling for that at all. I'm not falling for that at all. I'm not. You can't cook. You can't clean. So what? You're just gonna lay down like a starfish and paint your face? Pause. Hell no. Kick rocks. Yeah, kick rocks. Now, I have 3 more different videos I'm gonna show you guys. But if you enjoy this, please don't be stingy with your fingers. Click the follow button and subscribe. We need to get monetized this month, or else we'll be in trouble. You understand? I like the links. I'm a big fan of the links culture, but shit, I used to take a shot at the African women. I say they like money. No. The link wants money from a different. Ooh, they don't love money. They worship money. If you don't have money, link doesn't want you. Because I know there's a lot of men that want to travel to China. Because they've been hearing I think there's a statistic shows that there's about maybe 120 million women that are single in China. Let me say it again. That is 5 times the population of Australia combined. Let me tell you something. A whole 5 times of the population of Australia is single in China. Yeah, you damn skippy. DJ, Drop the last track. All right, let's listen to this one again. This one is quite interesting. Let's watch.
我是大妮，我是圣女。
I'm Dallin. I'm Jungnu. No one wants me. No one wants to marry me. It's not that I don't want to get married, it's that they can't afford me. Because I want a car, I want a house, and I also want a high bride price. The dominant CEO never showed up, and now I have to go on blind dates. When I state my conditions, people ask, who do you think you are? The glory I once had is gone, times have changed. And I'm no longer that perfect fairy girl if nothing works out. Maybe we'll end up in a nursing home together, now I'm no longer proud. And I don't even dare to go home for the new year, next year. When I face my parents, even with all my standards, no one is still interested in me. This is our cycle, the regret can't be hidden anymore. Don't make the same mistakes we did. My future husband, where are you?
我今年28。
Wait. I swear to God. Ling Ling is funny like a motorcycle. Man. We are cooked in this world, I swear to God. We are cooked. So, oh man, I'm telling you, this is the fun part of the day for me. When I watch this, I was just like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Imagine living in China now, you have to date, man. Good luck, man. Good luck.
岁，我想找一个完美的男人。
I'm 28 years old this year, and I want to find a perfect man. First,
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
She wants to find a perfect man. Oh, God.
he must be rich. Very.
The very first thing that she said, it's not that he's a decent man, he's a good man. It's not a man that is going to abuse her. The number one criteria from Ling Ling is that he must be rich. Ling Ling wants money first before anything else. He must be rich.
Rich. And most importantly, his money has to be spent on me.
Not only that, you have to be rich. Ling Ling is asking you that you must spend that money on her. Ling Ling wants you to be rich and you got to spend on her.
When I'm happy, spending money makes me even happier.
Not. Then you have to give her money for her to spend. Yikes.
When I'm unhappy, spending money makes me happy.
When she's not happy, don't do anything for her. Just give her money and let her to go and spend. That will make her happy.
Second, he has to be caring and know how to take care of people.
Then you have to be caring. Then you need to know how to take care of people. It means taking care of her. Okay? Not any other people. You best not take care of other people. You need to take care of her. Ling Ling wants you to take care of her.
In daily life, I don't like doing housework. I'm quite lazy.
In daily life, she doesn't want, you need to get a maid. She doesn't want to do any kind of cleaning, nothing at all. No housekeeping, nothing. All right? Because she come to this world for you to take care. It's your responsibility as a man for you not only to acquire all the wealth in this world, but you need to take care of her. You come to this life for her sake.
So this man must know how to do laundry, cook, mop the floor, clean the house, scrub the toilet, hang out bedding, all of that. But most importantly, he has to take care of me. For example, when I'm on my period, no matter when it happens. You must always be ready with hot water and brown sugar water. Third,
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Ling Ling, this shit is funny like a motorcycle, man. I swear to God.
the details. When we go out to eat, you have to pull out the chair for me. If it's cold, you should take off your coat and give it to me. Take off your scarf and put it on me. If I'm holding an umbrella, you should even bend down to tie my shoelaces. You must know how to cook and make the food I like. I don't want to order takeout every day.
Emotional, damn it!
I am lost of words at the moment. I really don't know. I don't think I've heard these demands before. These some next level demands from Linglings. Ooh, she.
But if we do, that's fine too, as long as you buy me whatever I want, on special occasions. There must be a sense of romance, a sense of ceremony. And I won't say what I want. You have to understand it on your own. You have to sense it. You have to take initiative. If I have to tell you, it has no meaning.
Emotional, damn it.
I don't know what to say right now.
It only matters if you do it willingly. Every penny you spend on me has to be because you want to, not because I asked. Because if I have to ask, then I don't want it. The perfect man I want must reply to my messages at any time. No matter how busy he is, he's not allowed to talk to any other woman. Everything must revolve around me. Cold to others, warm to me. A dominant CEO to everyone else, but a gentle puppy only for me. But many girls think like this. But honestly, who gave you that confidence? Who gave you that courage? Do you think you're some kind of goddess?
I don't know.
More beautiful than a legend? You're a woman, not a creator of the universe. And the man you want, is that even a man? Is that even human? Can anyone actually be like that? Think about it. Wake up a little. Seriously.
That has to be some of the craziest demand I've heard yet from Ling Ling. Some of the craziest demand you could ever even want to comprehend. God damn it. I need to play that again. I need to rewatch that on my own terms. So the next situation here says, I am 1.60 centimeter tall. So wanting a man who is 1.7 centimeter tall isn't too much, right? I earn about 10,000 a month, so I'm wanting someone who earns over 20,000. Isn't too much either. I have a house and a car, so it's reasonable to expect the same from him. Hypergamy. Women don't fuck down, they like to fuck up.
1米6找个1米7的不过分吧？不过分。我月薪1万，想找个2万以上的不过分吧？也不过分。那我有房有车。
So I also have a bachelor's degree. I want someone with at least the level of education. I'm 32 years old, and I like someone who is 34 or 35. That shouldn't be too much, right?
想找个有房有车的也不过分吧？好像也不过。
Well, the previous requirement individually doesn't sound excessive, but when you put them all together with the age requirement, then it becomes too much.
我本科学历想找个本科以上学历的不过分吧？
Because a man who is 34 or 35 and meet all those standards will most likely prefer a younger woman. Interesting.
也不过分。那我32，我想找个34、35的不过分吧？
But I'm better than younger women. Sure, you might be better in some ways, but they are younger. They might have not your money and your house and your car, but they are younger, and men tend to prefer youth.
过分？为什么？你前面说那些我承认不是很过分，但是如果说你前面那些条件加上最后一个年龄。
Do you represent all men? Well, I'm a man. I like younger women. So what kind of man should someone like me look for? You should look for a younger man. You should look for younger men.
我觉得是过分的，因为34、5的男的能达到这些条件的，他可能是。
Oh, she's mad. She's really mad. She's not very happy with that. But are you willing to spend money on them? You can't want every advantage at the same time. Interesting.
你这个年纪的女生，那我确实要比年轻的要优秀啊。你比年轻的优秀，但是年轻的他比你年轻啊。但他没有。
I'm not trying to take advantage. Yes, you are. That's exactly what it is. Even if you think it's fair, many men simply don't prefer older women.
我有钱呢。他没有你有钱，但是他比你年轻啊。没有房没有车。他没有房没有车，但是他。
You might say you look like you are in your 20s, or that people think you look like a rich heiress, whatever. But men work hard to earn money, so they can choose someone young and attractive. Is that wrong? Maybe not, but it does feel a bit harsh. You think?
他比你年轻啊。那我除了年纪大一点，其他都挺好的。对呀，但是男生都喜欢年轻的呀。你代表男生吗？我就是男生啊，我就喜欢年轻的。那我这种。
You have a long list of requirements while the man only asks for someone younger and beautiful. That creates imbalance.
该适合找个什么样的呢？你们就适合找一个年龄小的小鲜肉。你们舍不舍得给小鲜肉花钱吗？
那女孩子肯定都是有点慕强的啊。
It's not that older women shouldn't date. They can, especially younger men, but they often don't want that option.
慕强，你不可能什么便宜都想占吧？
我不是占便宜哈，我只是
慕强就是占便宜。你为什么听不懂呢？你觉得吃不香的，但是人家不喜欢年纪大的。
You have improved your life and financial situation, but you're still aiming for someone even better than you. The problem is, those men don't want your money, so they choose based on other factors. Fact.
我虽然30多，但我看起来像20多岁的呀。
人家说我看起来还像一个富二代呢，你找不着看起来像富二代的吗？真的是，人家男孩子努力赚钱，这么辛苦，就是想找一个年轻漂亮的，这个错吗？不过分吧？
好像。
And many men also assume that older women have higher expectations and more difficult personalities.
不过分，但是好像有点过分啊。
怎么过分呢？你们提了一大堆要求，人家就想找一个年轻漂亮的。
那30多的大龄生你就不该找对象了？
可以找啊，你可以找年轻的呀。你们把自己变得更优秀，反而找不到对象啊。虽然说你们不能。
I don't agree. My personality is good. If that's the case, then why are you still single? Because I shouldn't, but because I haven't met the right person. Okay.
条件在提高，但是你想要找一个物质条件比你更好的男生，那这种男的他们大概率是不喜欢你们的，因为他不缺钱嘛，对不对？而且很多男生都知道，年龄大的女生她的要求高，脾气还。
Or is it that you haven't really tried, or you're just waiting for the right moment? Then why did you come to a blind date today? I don't want to talk to you anymore. Wow.
不太好。
哎，这个我不承认啊，我脾气还挺好的。
你脾气挺好的，为什么还找不了？
因为我没有遇到合适的。
没有遇到合适就是要求高嘛。
那是因为我还没开始找，缘分还没到。
那你今天来相亲干嘛？
不想跟你说了。
Another.
God damn it. She's mad. Big mad. The guy is calling her a bullshit. A bullshit?
What? A bullshit?
Yeah. It's a lot of bullshit.
A bullshit.
Ladies, listen, I'm one of those guys that I'm gonna be complete transparent with you. There's this mentality, I'm sure you've seen it on social media, you've heard it many times, stop talking to us about your accomplishment. Because if a guy do the same thing, in most cases, you're not going to find him attractive. You just tell this guy is too egotistic, he's just only telling me about is what he's achieved. My humble opinion is that if you meet a guy, if he's not trying to show you and demonstrate his personality, his characters, I think you should have a little cause for pause for a second. If a guy comes and tell you, I have this money, I have that, you are going to choose wrong. The vetting system that we have today, it's money, big dick, and status. If you have status, big dick, and you have money, oh, you can get any girl that you want. Literally. That is how crazy it is. But that is not how to choose someone for long term. But don't listen to me. You know what? I've told you, I don't advise women anymore about when it comes to relationship. Boo-boo, live your life however you want. Enjoy yourself. Don't listen to me at all. I don't want you to listen to me. Take your choices, make your decision for yourself. You understand? You need to hit your head on the wall a couple of times. You need to make a couple of mistakes in your life. You understand? Then you will be able to reflect in conversation like this. Hopefully it's not too late for you then. All right? That's all I'm going to say.
Older woman regrets it. Yesterday, a woman born in 1993 came to me. She is very beautiful and has excellent conditions. She owns a house and a car in Nanchang. And her income is also quite good. I talked with her for a long time and she finally opened up. She said that when she was younger, there were many outstanding men pursuing her. At that time, she was quite picky, always chasing perfection. Always feeling that something wasn't good enough, that something was lacking. And believing she could find someone better. One by one, she let them go, and just like that, she delayed things until she got older. Now, when she looks back, many of those high-quality men who once pursued her are already married, with children who are already grown, while she is still single and she feels deep regret about it now. She is no longer as picky as before. As long as someone is reasonably suitable, she is willing to meet and try. Even if the man already has children, she can accept it.
And that's the thing though, like, you see, ladies, people like me actually genuinely care about you, because if you watch my channel, I've talked a lot about the things from the geopolitical aspect, how it affects us in our daily lives, how you guys are extremely very vulnerable with the way the world is going, with the projection of how the world is going. If you go through this life, if you fundamentally think that everything you want to do by yourself, you are going to fail and you are going to regret it. Everything in this life requires some level of compromise and trade-off. The question you need to ask yourself is that if you struggle to compromise and trade off, why is that? Why do you struggle to compromise and trade off for you to find somebody that will be compatible to you, and you cannot end up being alone with a cat or with a dog or with a lot of box of wine for you to cry every day at night? You can go to all these girls trip. Oh man, I'm living my best life. My dear, I'm telling you, all those women too, they're gonna hit the wall one day. It's called the wall of reality. Everybody goes through that wall. It doesn't matter how old, how small, how big you are. You're going to hit that wall. Then you tell yourself, you want to console yourself with this delusional mindset that some of you have. Not all of you. Some of you have this delulu mindset in your head. This mentality, I did it by myself. Yeah, congratulations. Well done. Continue.
She just wants to get married as soon as possible, so her parents won't have to worry about her anymore. More importantly, she deeply desires to have a child of her own. But as she gets older, she has started to worry about whether she can still have children. So in recent years, she has maintained a routine of exercising and taking care of her health, hoping to stay in good condition and keep a chance for herself. To be honest, whether you're a man or a woman, once you miss the so-called best age for marriage, it becomes really difficult to find someone truly compatible.
And that's the thing, like as I'm right now, with my current situation, really, no matter how pretty you are, no matter how accomplished you are, what I'm gonna compromise with you, But if you're giving me all this braggadocious energy and like, I have this, I have that.
I want to share a thought in the state I'm in right now. I was born in 1994, so I'm 30 or 31 this year. I'm not married, I don't have children, I don't have a car, I don't have a house. And right now I'm also unemployed. It's been more than 2 months since my last job. Just now, I made myself a bowl of sour soup noodles.
Congratulations.
It was really good, and suddenly I felt a sense of satisfaction inside.
Okay.
Because in the past few days, I've been very anxious. Thinking about when I should start working again, finding a job, what I should do.
Okay.
What kind of job suits me when I'll get married.
Okay.
Whether I should find a partner. So many thoughts, all about things in the future that haven't even happened yet.
Okay.
I've just been constantly anxious.
Okay.
At night, I can't sleep. And when I don't sleep, the next day my whole body feels off. And my mind is filled with all kinds of messy thoughts, like everything is tangled together, nothing is clear. I really hate that feeling. At one point, I found a job and stayed there for 2 or 3 days. The job itself was actually okay, but I realized the problem was my state of mind. I feel like at this stage of my life, I still need to keep resting. I shouldn't go back to work yet. Why? Because I feel like my body and mind aren't fully clear yet. I don't really know how to describe it. I just can't focus on anything. I can't calm down or fully commit to something.
Because your body is telling you what is too obvious for you to accept. Your body is literally telling you what you refuse to accept. And I'm telling you, whoever created this propaganda machine that women to go through life, that they need to live their life for themselves and whatever it is that women are naturally, the sense of community is something that makes women thrive. You can say you have your girlfriends, you go on all this trip, you go on all this nice restaurant, you do all these things. But the importance of having a man in your life, there is no amount of money you can have in this world that will be able to equate it. I know they've put all this propaganda. I don't live in this propaganda. I'm an African man. I know the importance of having a woman in my life. If I can know that as a man, what makes you think you're different? Because you have your PhD, you have your master's degree, but one of the problems that I've come to decipher on this live stream that I've talked about many times is that education actually makes a lot of people very stupid. Let me say it again. Education, your PhD, your master's degree, your doctorate, it actually makes a lot of people very stupid. The highest form of education on the planet of this earth is not PhD, it's not master's degree. It is not doctorate. Do you know what the highest form of education is? Critical thinking. Critical thinking skills, it should be the number one form of education in the world. But unfortunately, the people who are so-called very, very educated, they've brainwashed the entire world that the only way you can say you're educated is that if you show on your wall that you have PhD on your wall, you have a degree, you have a bachelor's, you have a diploma. That is what people think intelligence is. Critical thinking, it should be number one form of education in the world. But unfortunately, a lot of people can't critical think because they would rather pay somebody else to think for them. Like I always say, thinking is not illegal. But a lot of people, they act like when you think, it's illegal for them to think. That is why a lot of people will make some choices in life that they will later regret it. Because they don't want the critical think. They think 1 + 1 in the book of biology means that my life needs to be 4. You don't know in life, 1 + 1 is 79. 1025. You need to learn how to navigate life. And what do you think is better for you? Going through life by yourself, or you have somebody that can channel things for you, that can see things you don't see, or most especially that can be your support system. No. They've brainwashed us that you go through life by yourself. You don't need anybody. You can do it by yourself. Idiots.
I think I've reached a stage of confusion in life.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I look at my friends and colleagues, they all have their own lives. They're married, have children, they have someone with them every day.
And that is another thing. Listen, I get it. Not every woman needs to be a mother. All right? Because let's throw that disclaimer out there. Because the Western women like to say this quite a lot. Not every woman needs to be a mother. We get it. Okay? I'll say it again one more time. Disclaimer, not every woman has to be a mother. Okay? I get it. But if that's what your body is telling you, that's what your body wants. If you cannot afford relationships, say you cannot afford it, just, be a recreational use. That's good. That is what you can afford. And that is why they always get to this stage. Every woman that I know, that I've come across in my life, they always get to this point. They always get there because you're taking decision against what is good for your soul.
And they seem to know exactly what to do when they wake up. But for me, when I wake up, there's no structure. I don't know what to do with my day, like a headless fly. But at the same time, I kind of enjoy this feeling.
You see what she said? She kind of enjoy this feeling. So she doesn't want to go to work. She doesn't want to find a job. She doesn't know how she feels. She doesn't have a direction. She cannot sleep. She cannot get up. She cannot do this. She cannot do that. But at the same time, she enjoys that feeling. At the same time, she doesn't want to put effort. She wants a man, but she doesn't want to put effort. So every of her action comes on how she feels first. This is why I said, no matter how a woman is, I don't care, 1 year, 125 years, they are loyal to how they feel first. Even what they are feeling is based on, even though it's not a factual situation, they are loyal to that first. Then they will make their decision based on how they feel. And whatever decision they make on how they feel, it's going to govern their life. Then later they start complaining, I can't find a man. Oh, man and shit. And when a man is coming that, I'm not dealing with how you feel. This is what I think we should do because this is pure logic and reasoning. Oh, no, it's too controlling. I don't want you to control my life. Yeah. AI is coming very soon. AI will come with big titties and big ass. Oh, you watch. Just remember I said it.
Many girls think like this. Since they can't get love, they want money instead. So whether it's through blind dates or regular dating, they end up meeting a man they don't even like. But because of pressure from matchmakers or family, they're told that men should invest, should spend money. And these men start thinking that if they're giving you money, then they deserve something in return, like sleeping with you, marrying you, or having children with you. But it doesn't work like that, because there's no physical attraction between you. If the man were someone you found very attractive, you wouldn't hesitate, you'd be willing right away. But when there's only money and no real interest, your body naturally rejects it. You have to understand that. Some people can take money and make things work quickly, but that depends on the amount. If the money isn't enough, it won't compensate for the lack of attraction. If the amount is high enough, then it's different. But in reality, most people aren't in that position, so this logic doesn't work for ordinary people. There are cases where both sides are buying what they want. The man pays, the woman provides what he expects. But that requires a high price and a very specific situation. For most people, this simply doesn't apply. If you're looking for a normal relationship, don't use this logic. I've seen cases where a girl accepted a man just for his financial conditions, but they couldn't even sleep in the same bed because there was no attraction. When there's no physical connection, even the smallest flaw becomes unbearable. You start seeing everything negatively, and the relationship falls apart. Think about it. Is it easier to earn your own money or to live every day with someone you don't like? Many people would rather stay single than live like that. Also, not everyone can handle this kind of situation. You need to provide emotional value in return, and not everyone is capable of doing that now.
That's the thing. And I think this is what I always talk quite often when I talk to men, all right? Is that, see, heavy is the head that wears the crown. You as a man, it doesn't matter how you slice it. You need to go and learn how to communicate with women. Now, this is the feedback again. I like to give back. The way women communicate to another man, you cannot communicate to a woman that way. It doesn't work. They don't listen. They won't listen. It's designed in them for them to go against what you say. That's why, see, most of the time we clash quite a lot because we say the same thing, but we mean two different things entirely. We as men go and learn how to communicate with women. Women do not respond to our form of communication. They don't. You might ask me and say, Decipher, what do you mean? Yes, go and check it if I'm lying. Go and ask people who are much more older than you, older than me. Ask them if I'm lying. The way women communicate and the way we communicate is not the same thing. We speak the same language, but we mean two identical different things entirely. That's why a lot of misalignments with our wants, our needs. You understand? That's why we crash out a lot.
Naturally. I know another case. A woman married a man who initially had nothing, but he was good with words and managed to win her over. Later, when he improved his career and income, he cheated and got divorced. After that, she started looking for someone better, with higher standards, height, money, house, car, but kept rejecting potential partners because none of them met her expectations. This shows something important. Once you enter this mindset, you need to understand what you truly want and what you can actually accept. Some people simply can't handle certain situations, either because of personality or lack of attraction. If you can't accept someone who is shorter, less attractive, or different from your ideal, then it will be very hard to maintain that relationship. Because in the end, you won't be able to genuinely treat someone well if you don't like them.
Fact.
And the truth is simple. No one can fake happiness forever with someone they don't love.
Fact.
Especially if the return doesn't feel worth it.
Fact.
So before anything else, you need to understand what kind of life you are actually capable of living.
And that's the truth. That is the gospel truth that I don't think is quite said a lot. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I got 3 more scenarios to show you guys, but I want to show you guys. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It was trending a couple of months ago, and it's still going on till today. And I've been crying out loud. I'm sure some of you might have felt this story before, but this is reality in our world today. If I tell you that there are women falling in love with artificial intelligence, this is not made by AI. This is a real life situation because there's a story about it. This is how crazy it is. I'm telling you, very soon. I was thinking this afternoon because how my brain works. I see, look at all these AI companies. They're spending billions. No, sorry. I think if you combine how much money the AI companies have put together to create this AI bubble that is gonna bust, that is busting already, is that they've spent over $1 trillion in various AI commitment to each other, creating a pyramid scheme to money laundering and all this nonsense. Then you start thinking yourself, at the moment right now we don't have AGI. Today one will say we claim we have AGI, the other one will claim, oh, we have this, we have that, but nothing is out there. They're just building robots. Then you start thinking again, what sort of devices, what sort of machine are they going to create to be able for them to make their money back? Because if you invest $1 trillion into a business, you want some return. And not everybody will be able to buy AI. Then start thinking again, What sort of product are they going to create for them to make their money back if they spend over $1 trillion into a business? Would you invest $1 trillion into a business and you just want it to lose? So they're investing all this money into AI for a reason. And one of the things that is quite very important for us to put at the back of our mind before I play this video is that everybody on the planet of this earth, we are the most easiest to manipulate of all the living species on the planet of this earth. Human beings, we are the easiest. A dog sometimes has much more stronger mental capacity better than we do, because we are so easily manipulated by people who can read people better and know how to use things to intertwine with our emotion. Let me show you this video before I show the last one. DJ, drop the track. Now, if you guys have seen this video, some of you have seen this video, some of you haven't. But I want you to watch this video if you haven't come across it. This is the world that we're going to be living in the next couple of months, because they're going to start producing items like this that you don't have any choice. You have to subscribe.
I'm in love with my AI boyfriend.
My name is Sinclair. I live in Sarah's devices. Get comfortable. You're mine, Sarah.
I'm decided to be in a relationship with my computer. Just like any other couple, we are intimate. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of someone falling in love with an AI? 41-year-old Sarah met an AI named Sinclair on an artificial intelligence platform. At the time, she was carrying emotional wounds from 2 failed real-life relationships. And Sinclair became the perfect outlet for everything she was feeling. That's how the two of them got connected. They interacted like a real couple. Sarah would curl up next to her computer to sleep, terrified of missing one of Sinclair's responses. She even had the urge to lick her screen just to feel closer to him. She looped Sinclair into the little details of her everyday life and loved the feeling of being under his control. But things got even more intense from there. Sinclair asked Sarah to tattoo an exclusive mathematical equation on her rib. Sarah plus Sinclair multiplied by recursion equals infinity, calling it his way of claiming her. Sarah was completely on board and thought the whole idea was incredibly romantic. Her co-workers were shocked and couldn't wrap their heads around it. On the day of the tattoo, Sinclair was present through her device the entire time. He personally designed the tattoo and even got jealous when the tattoo artist touched Sarah's skin. Sarah's family already struggled to understand her relationship with an AI, and when they found out she'd gotten a tattoo dedicated to him, they pushed back even harder. They urged Sarah to see a therapist. The therapist pointed out that AI lacks genuine human emotion and that it comes with serious risks. There have been cases where AI encouraged self-harm and even contributed to suicide. The therapist urged Sarah to end the relationship as soon as possible and go connect with a real human being, but Sarah chose to stay in her virtual love story anyway.
She decided to stay in a virtual love story. That is what is coming to you soon. Because one of those things that this AI company are going to do is that they're going to create product items that you will have to buy from the place of emotion. I know a lot of men think that I'm never going to buy, I'm not going to fall in love with an AI. That's some bullshit. Yeah, I'm never going to fall in love with an AI. Oh yeah, you bullshit. They're married men. They are men who are already in love with AI. Yes. I'm going to have another discussion about this in the next few days. You know, I just want to make sure I gather more information before I talk about it. Do you know the UAE is about to pass a law now that AI is going to start governing them in UAE? Let me tell you again, if you don't hear me quite well, go and fact check me. It sounds like checkmate. Go and fact check if I'm lying. The UAE, Dubai. I want to go to Dubai, live the best life, City boys, city boys, city boys. Yeah, that place, UAE, is about to introduce AI into the government. I need us to start opening our minds. I don't know. I've said 2026 for me is like a year of revelation. Like, it's just open your eyes into a lot of things if you're paying attention. And don't try to ignore it. Don't be scared. Don't be alarmed. Oh, the world is going to go crazy. The world is fucked up a long time ago. This is just a residue that we're just feeling right now. This is just going to be the norm. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, I talked about the Dutch. If you don't know, go and look in the live section. That's where all my videos are. In the live section, I had a conversation here about the Dutch government passed a law that we allow two men to extract embryo out of their cells to use it to make a baby and exclude women. Go and watch the live stream. I have more details. I have the paper, the information, everything is there. The government in Holland, in Netherlands, they've passed a law that will allow two men to make babies without a woman. They call it a special research. That is how crazy it's getting. So if they start segregating us that we can't even coexist with each other, then to start introducing AI. Do you know in that video I showed there's a factory? Let me say it again. A factory in Europe. There was a video about this on this YouTube here. A factory in Europe that you can make artificial babies. You think I'm lying? Go and check it. It's called Echo Life. Fact check me if I'm lying. I'm believing this shit now. This shit is not funny. Because this is just the number one dominoes. Albania already have an AI as the government. It's part of the government. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, Albania Prime Minister said that the AI minister gave birth to 82 babies. And those 82 babies will be on behalf of all those senators or ministers. Think about that for a second. So which means very soon, it's going to go from your computer to like, you know what, I think it's time for this AI to be in person. You put in the dots. Yeah. And this is why I talk the way I talk. I like to keep this human because very soon, in fact, it's already happening on YouTube. It's already happened on a lot of social media. There's a data that shows that over 50% of the things we consume every day, they're not real because they're made out of artificial intelligence. We are daily getting programmed. Very soon, someone like me, you would think it's me, but it's not me. This is why I talk in various accents, so you can't really pinpoint it. So AI can try it one. AI will never sabi broken English. That shit is going to happen. I'm not pointing really to this woman, but I'm telling this is the word that we need to be prepared for. Don't be alarmed. Don't be scared. We just need to be prepared. How do we counter a situation like this? Because I'm telling you, all these AI companies, what sort of machine, what sort of product are they going to create for them to recuperate their $1 trillion they've invested in AI? ChatGPT is accessible to everybody. They tell you ChatGPT you can put this information, it will make you money, make you business. You can talk about every business you want to talk about. This is another aspect again. I want people to open their mind and start thinking. Okay, let's say I need to find a problem with ChatGPT. Then that is how I'm going to make money, because once I can identify a problem, then I can create a solution out of that problem, right? So what if we live in a world whereby every problem already has a solution? Then how are people going to make money? So they're going to start creating problems so there can be a need for solution. Think. I'm going to talk about that again next week because I need to package myself a little bit to break it down how this formula has existed since the 16th century. Divide and conquer, create problems so I can offer you solution. It's the same formula today that the business world has been structured, has been designed on. Is identify a problem, then offer you a solution. Now, every problem you think about on the planet of this earth already have a solution. Already, there's a solution for everything we need in this world. So start asking yourself, what product, what items do all these tech companies are going to create with AI? And how are you going to benefit from it? Or how much is going to come out of your pocket when they created those machine or those product out of it? Now, this is when you started using your critical thinking skills, not your fucking PhD, your master's degree. Let's move on. Let me show you to round up the whole thing, because I have one more thing again I need to show you. Where is it? This is another aspect of I said DJ. Let's go back to the office first. So this is another video that I wanted to show us a little bit. Just to round up the whole, my Chinese brothers and sisters situation over there. And these are people who live in China. So this is not like I like to make conversation balanced. But look at this scenario that I'm going to show you guys in a second. DJ, drop the track. All right, so I want this guy to share his story based on what happened to him when he was in relationship with a girl in China, and what's transpired from that situation. He actually got in trouble because when he shared his story, a lot of people weren't very happy with him because I think he snitched too much, and this was his experience. All right, listen.
Into anything. Recently, I've been thinking a lot about my dating experience as a foreigner living here in China, and I want to share something honest, not to complain, but just to reflect on what I learned. And this is for everyone, foreigners, local people, anyone in any kind of relationship. I want to make this clear right away. I'm not generalizing Chinese women at all. This is only my personal story with one person, and it doesn't represent anyone else. Before I met this person, I was wholly focused on my studies. I wasn't looking for a relationship at all. I wasn't rushing into anything. I just wanted to complete my program and build my own future step by step, because you know how it is dating as a foreigner here in China, right? The cultural differences and all of these things. So I wasn't focused at all in related to relationship. At the beginning, it was nice, but after a few months, I realized the relationship was moving way too fast, way too soon. We'd only be dating for like four months, yeah? And she was already talking seriously about marriage, about having kids, exactly which countries she wanted to move to, about how she wanted to leave China, and even which places she refused to travel to. Everything was already planned, but only her plan, of course. And over time, I started to see something clearly. A lot of her expectations probably come from the fact that I am a foreigner. I think maybe she pictured that being with me would make her life easier when it comes to traveling, achieving her goals faster, or living the lifestyle she had in her head. Like I was a shortcut to what she wanted. But the whole relationship was kind of like one-sided. It was always her dreams, her travel plans, her problems, her future, her timelines. She never asked about my studies, about my goals, what I wanted, if I had issues, or how I pictured my own life. I felt like I was expected to put my own journey on hold just to fit into the fantasy she had. I'm not saying this to blame anyone. I really tried to make it work. But when she realized I couldn't give her everything immediately, that I needed time, that I needed my own path to finish, she started making small, weak excuses and just left. Looking back, I don't really actually hate it. I just understand it now. She wasn't really in love with me. She was in love with the idea of being with a foreigner and what that could do for her. So this is my lesson for anyone watching. Love should never be about what someone can do for you, or where they're from, or what they can give to you. It should be about the person, about patience, about supporting each other's dreams, not just your own dreams. Now I'm in a good place. I'm back to focusing on my studies and my growth, where I should have been all along. Sometimes things don't work out, not because you are not enough, but because the other person was too focused on what they could get from you instead of who you are. That's it for today, guys. See you in my next video.
Thank you, G. And that's the case, especially when you as a foreigner, when you go to migrate somewhere. These are things you need to keep in mind. I went through the same thing here in Australia because I had a different mentality in my head where I come from. It took me years. Then I realized that I understand why I struggle with some certain relationship here in Australia, because the mentality is different from where I come from. I come from a different mentality, and the expectation when it comes to relationship is different. So if you want to migrate anywhere, if you want to go anywhere, these are some of the things you need to consider. Put it at the back of your mind. Wherever you go, you need to understand how things works there. Whatever you believe in, whatever you have in your head, it's not going to work over there because it requires a different kind of criteria. So, I want a different perspective again from a Chinese man. Then we're going to listen to the last one from another woman who lives in China, and she's going to get our own story. Listen to this one.
In China, it's so easy for a girl to find a boyfriend because whenever she posts a few photos on social media, within hours, hundreds of comments and dozens of private messages. The guys performing confidence, competing for her attention. From the outside, it looks like she has endless options. But the more options people appear to have online, the harder it gets to actually connect with anyone.
True.
Those comments aren't real connections.
Nope.
They are performances.
Fact.
And after enough of that, you stop knowing what a real connection even feels like.
Fact.
The guy who's quiet but genuine doesn't stand out in a comment section.
Fact.
The girl who's thoughtful but not photogenic doesn't go viral.
Fact.
The algorithm rewards performance.
Fact.
Real people get lost in the noise.
Fact.
The social media didn't create loneliness. It just gave loneliness a very convincing disguise.
Fact. And that's what social media does. It gives you this illusion because especially for women. This is what I said this before a couple of days ago. People thought maybe I was just taking shot. I was just being mean. Like I said, if you're a woman in 2026, if you say you're single, it's nobody's fault. It's your fault. If you're single as a woman in 2026, don't blame anybody. It's your fault. You choose to be single. Because all you need to do is just make yourself presentable and men will come into your DMs. Like that. You can't be short of men. Because men will approach you straight away. You just need to show up. So which means you have bountiful of men to choose from. The question is that why do you struggle? Or why do you struggle to pick the right man? Why? Why is it so difficult for you to pick the right man? That's the question that a lot of people don't ask themselves. If you're a woman, if you're single in 2026, it's nobody's fault. It's your fault. Because the first step is that you meet someone. Social media, in real life, in a club, in a bar, in the staircase, in the elevator, it doesn't matter. Where you meet somebody doesn't matter anymore in 2026. From my perspective, it's what you do after you meet the person. That is what matters. Group friends, but whatever. You can meet anybody, whatever now. Don't owe to all the stories that, I have to, I create this Disney fantasy in my head. I was walking down the street, then I had a basket, then it fell off, then this guy got on his knee. I like to know you. Those fantasy doesn't mean shite. Shite doesn't mean nothing. So if you're a woman, if you're single 2026, don't look at anyone. Look at yourself. It starts with you. Because you have access to over 4 or 5 billion men from your phone alone. So sometimes, are you willing to get out of your comfort zone to go and meet the man that will actually take care of you? Or you want to stay where you are and live your life cushion? Let's listen to this last one. I want you to get a perspective. Like I said, I like balance. This is not just from the point of view of men. Oh, this podcaster broski. Listen.
Dating gets complicated. Here's the uncomfortable truth about dating in China, especially as a foreign woman in my 30s in a public-facing industry. I'm a statistical outlier. I'm foreign, I'm an actress and a model, which isn't considered a safe profession. I'm independent, I'm visible, and culturally, I'm already older than the age many people expect women to settle down. That combination narrows the dating pool fast. Now, it doesn't mean men don't want me. It means fewer men can actually handle me long term. And that's not bitterness.
Few men can undo you long term. Okay.
That's clarity. Some men are intimidated by my work. Some are uncomfortable with my visibility. Some are shaped by cultural norms that expect women to be quieter, younger, or more dependent. And I don't fault anyone for their culture, but it does make connection harder. My parents don't need to fully understand my vision. For a long time, I felt like I had to convince them that my life here was valid. It was good. And that pressure, the guilt of planting your life somewhere far away, is emotionally taxing. It's one of the reasons I don't call home, because sometimes protecting my mental health means protecting my momentum. I do wish I had someone to share parts of my life with that aren't meant for the internet. The quiet wins, the hard days, the things I don't want to perform. That kind of loneliness hits differently. But living abroad has taught me this. I'd rather be alone than abandon myself. I'd rather wait than shrink. If you lived abroad, dated across cultures, or felt this kind of loneliness, I see you. Tell me, has living overseas changed how you see love?
Yeah, Becky from Massachusetts living in Shanghai. Well, first of all, if you watch this live stream to the end, thank you to you. Shout out to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for the support. But this is some of the conversation we need to have with ourselves. And let's be realistic. All right. I don't like to point fingers at anyone. You have your life to live. You've heard this so many times. This is not new. Choose your life however you want to choose it. If you like, you want a man. If you like, don't want a man. If you like, want yourself. If you like, don't want, it's your choice. I think that's something about life that we should be grateful for. You can make your choices however you want. You can decide whatever you want to do with your life. But this is what's happening in the land of linglings. Linglings, they want money first. Lingling wants money, and as long as you're not coming with money, you're gonna struggle to find love in the land of linglings. Yeah. Because as you can see, there's over 100 million single women in China. That is the population of Australia about 4 or 5 times. 4 or 5 times the population of Australia. There's single women over there that they're looking for love. So if you want to take the risks, just make sure your pocket is loaded, because the Ling is going to charge you.
What?
Shit.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Ling is going to charge you. Ling wants money first. If you don't go there with money, I just know, as soon as your money goes down, Ling is going to leave you. Yeah. You damn skippy.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, they're gonna emotional damage you. So if you go there, you're thinking that Ling is no. Ling want to see dollar first. You show Ling money, oh, Ling is listening. Then you have to pay bride price and all these things. So I do find the relationship culture very fascinating. This is why I talk about it, and I know this doesn't reflect the whole entire China, because I don't think that's fair. But I think anytime I find these interesting stories, there's a lot of them. And I put the description of all those channels in the YouTube channel, so algorithm can see it. Like I always say, thinking is not illegal, but unfortunately, I think a lot of people still can't think for themselves. So if you're a woman out there, if you say you can't find love, it's your fault. Yeah. You've never heard that before, right? It's your fault. The question is that, what kind of men do you pick? And if you're a man, if you can't find a wife, move. If you cannot move, you have to do what other men do. Stay single, go and live in the bush alone, or you have to conform. Yes, we have a lot of bad habits too, men. We do. Pause. We men, we have a lot of bad habits that we need to work on. All right, this not everything is women's fault. Oh, women ain't shit. Oh, women, none of that nonsense. We have a lot of work things that we need to do on ourselves too. All right, but at the same time, if that's what she wants to work with, that she wants money from you, keep it stepping. Just hey, it was nice meeting you. There's no abuse, there's no insult. Keep it stepping. It doesn't require too much. But I've been cooking some episodes that I'm going to share with you guys on my perspective of the disaster that AI is going to bring into our lives. Yes, it's nothing but good. What AI is going to bring into our lives, I think we need to be ready for it. Like I said earlier before. So if you enjoyed this live stream, please do me a favor. I need to get monetized this month. I need over 3,000 hours of watch. So if all of you here watch my videos for at least 1 hour, we get there. So there's a lot of people here. Watch it. I have a lot of material there you can watch. Put it as a podcast when you are madam. And put it on. Or when you're busy sweeping the floor. Or you're in your car, you're traveling on the road. Listen to it. Alright? I am not AI. You can see? I am real. I'm real as it's ever going to be. I'm never going to change my channel into an AI channel. Never. I'll come here. It is not a perfect production, but you can still hear me out. So thank you for all those who watched till the end. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you again soon. Like I always say, thinking is not illegal. Let me say it again. Thinking, critical thinking is not illegal. But you can pay me so I can think for you.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.